Hello students, I hope you all are well, keeping fine, enjoying the time with your family. Now, today we are going to revise chapter 1 of history. The chapter is when, where and how. Come on children, open your books. Take out this chapter in your book. Yes. So in the chapter, the first thing that we have to learn, what is history? History, when you hear the name of history, you say, oh, it's very boring subject. But history is actually very interesting when you learn it with full interest because it tells you all about the past. So what is history? History tells us about our past in sequence of occurrence. When did those incidents happen with the year and date, sequence of occurrence, learning about past is your history. In history you learn how man has progressed from living in the caves to reaching on moons. So this is your history. So history is something in which you are learning about your past in occurrence of sequence of time and learning how we have progressed and developed. That is history. Now why we are learning history? Why do we study it? We study history because, as I told you, history tells us about our progress, how we have progressed. We have, early man was living in the caves. Now slowly he developed a settled life, living near the rivers, and then he has, today we are sitting in such a comfortable rooms with fan, light, all kinds of facilities we have. So history tells us how we have reached from caves to this well-furnished homes that we are sitting in. History also tells us about inventions and discoveries of the man. Man discovered fire. Man invented wheel. Without wheel, man had to carry all the load on him and walks months and days to reach the destination. When he discovered wheel, his journey became easy, and today we enjoy so much of comfort. We can reach within few minutes and hours to the destination where we want to go because of this invention of wheel. Man also discovered fire, and because of fire we enjoy so much of enjoyment today in our life. We have fire, we can cook, we can warm ourselves, and so many things we do with the fire. And till now, with the fire we have discovered electricity. We enjoy so much of comfort. This is why we are learning history, to know about our inventions and discoveries. Third point is, history also tells about our social cultural exchange, our culture, our religious belief, how we have got our culture. People in olden days, people came from China, from Central Asia for the trade and all through Himalayas, and there was exchange of culture. So we learn from the history how our culture, our ethics, our beliefs, our social living has changed with the exchange of our culture with the people who came here for the trade and commerce. Next also we learn from the history that in early days human being was not even going to school, not studying, but still he had so much of intelligence that he traveled far and wide without maps and without any GPS that we have, and he could reach like Vasco da Gama reached. So many people reached here and there without any maps and without any help. Okay, and the last one is that history tells our mistakes, what our mistakes were, and how we can correct and live a better living children. That was about why do we study history. Children, next we have to see time frame in history. Time frame in history, we know that scientists believe the earth evolved millions of years ago, and man has evolved. It has taken a lot of years, 2000, hundreds and hundreds and millions of years. So slowly and gradually he has developed. So that history is divided into three parts. So we divide history in three parts: ancient history, medieval history, and modern history. In class 6 you are learning ancient history, then you go to the next class, you will learn about medieval, and for next you will learn modern history. But all over the world, they have not divided the history exactly into three this. But many believe that history can be easily divided into three parts, which will help us to learn it better way. Now you must have heard many times that in the dates when you learn history, it is written AD and BC, 3000 BC or 3000, 2000 AD. So what is this AD and BC? AD means Anno Domini. That means after the death of Christ. Christ means Jesus. BC means before Christ. The scientists or the geographers count the date after the birth of Jesus, that we have 2020 today. These dates are counted after the birth of Jesus. That's why it will be Anno Domini. Before Christ means before the birth of Christ is BC. Whatever we have put it 2020, that is we are counting from the birth of Jesus. Okay? And whatever happened before the birth of Jesus, that will be BC. Nowadays, what the geographers and scientists like to use instead of AD and BC, BCE. BCE means before common era. Instead of using before Christ, they use BCE. And CE means common era, that is AD, after death. This was about your time frame, learning about the dates. Okay, children? Next we have, children, geographical framework. Look at your book, you have their geographical framework. Geographical framework means why man settled in a particular place. There were some reasons. There was some reason which made man to settle in particular place. Okay? So why? Like if he got good land, fertile land, then he settled there. If the climate was good, then he settled there. If he was getting easily, the availability of water was there. So children, next we have to see geographical framework. Look in your book also, you have this heading, geographical framework. So geographical framework, geographical location has a great impact on history. Why people settled only in one place? Why they settled? The reason is if they got fertile land, they settled there. If they got good climate around, they settled there. If they got availability of water for their daily needs and for what we say is for feeding the animals or for the crops, then they settled there. So these were the 3 points which made man settled around the rivers. Because near the rivers they could get fertile land, they could get availability of water, and the climate also was moderate around the rivers. The next things in India also, why there is a lot of exchange of culture and all, because there are 2 features of India. One, the Himalayas in the north attracted a lot of traders to India, like Chinese and people from Central Asia, for the trade of silk and the other things. Because in Himalaya, one thing was there that Himalaya was protecting India from the cold wind. And next one was that the Himalayas has got a lot of passes from where the what we say traders can come and go. So passes means the routes in the mountains through which the people could come and go. So they use these routes to come to India for the trade, the Chinese and the Central Asia people, and there was exchange of trade, culture and social things. That's how we have developed today, our culture is. And if we go to the south coastline is so long that people from Rome, they came here for the trade, from Britain, from British or whoever came here, they came to India from the oceans, and the long coastline helped them to come and have their trade in India, and there was exchange of culture. So this was about our geographical framework, children. Okay? The next we have to see reasons for the movement. Why people moved from one place to another. We know man was not knowing at that time the art of agriculture. So he used to move from one place to another in search of food, search of water. And whenever it was over, he would go to the another place for the search of food and water. Next was if there was any natural disaster, flood came, or if there was any drought, then he would go to the another place in search of food and water. And also the people moved from one place to another for the religious belief, like people from India went to China and other places to spread of Buddhism or other religious things. People also moved from one place to another for the trade. From India, people went to other places. From people from China, Central Asia, Europe came to India for the trade. Exchange of culture was there. Kings also sent their armies to the different places to conquer the different territories. That's how the people moved. Okay? And people also traveled to different places to discover new things. These were the reasons why people were moving from one place to another. And all this movement of people gave us exchange of culture and our social living that we have today. This was today for children. Revision tomorrow or in the next class we will revise the further chapter. Thank you. Have a nice day. Enjoy your time and study well.